For citizenship applications, there are some new requirements when you want to file your application. So I've made a list of some of the documents you definitely want to include when you submit your citizenship application. The reason why it's important is to complete a concise application for the immigration officer is because processing times are so extensive with citizenship applications. If you don't do it right, you could wait years before you're granted citizenship. So part of the document checklist, there are things that you want to include are obviously documentation to prove that you have been a permanent resident of Canada, whether that being your record of landing or your actual PR card, the actual PR card. So you want to photocopy both sides of the document and include that, perhaps include a stamp of certified true copy. In addition, there's now a language proficiency requirement, and these are for individuals between the ages of 18 to 55. So if you're 55 or older, you no longer need to actually take an English or a French proficiency test. Otherwise, you do need one. Also, if you have a disorder or disability that prevents you from taking the test, then you can include documentation to demonstrate this. In addition, obviously, disabilities such as hearing impaired or speech impediment and things like this would qualify. So definitely include those documents for the immigration officer to look at to demonstrate the disability or the disorder, and therefore you cannot take the test and you would be considered exempt from it. To take the actual test, there's not any test will qualify. The most common one is either the CELPIP, the general test, or the IELTS exam, the International English Language Test System. Again, the general training is what they need, not the academic one. For French, if you want to demonstrate your proficiency in French, then you want to take the TEF and include that in part of your documents. Ensure that the documents that you include are originals, so you definitely want to include your original English proficiency or your French proficiency part of the documentation. You also want to include a copy of your identity documents, such as your passport data page, and including your educational background to demonstrate that you have some education, especially if you've completed an education here in Canada. You want to demonstrate that as well. You also have to include 2 pieces of ID, preferably with photos, and one of them definitely has to have a photo of it. The other one is optional, but if you can have 2 of them, then that would be great. And obviously you have to have 2 passport photos meeting the photo specification requirements. And the general immigration citizenship form that needs to be included. So that gives you an idea of what needs to be included when you file a citizenship application. Obviously, the main point of a citizenship application is to demonstrate the basics. 1, that you meet the residency requirements. 2, that you haven't haven't been convicted of an offense here in Canada. If you have, please do watch my video on how you can overcome this and still get still be granted citizenship. It doesn't necessarily prevent you from applying for it completely, but there are necessary steps that you should be taking should you be convicted of a criminal offense here in Canada or outside of Canada. Hope this video helps. If you have any questions about citizenship, please give us a call. We're here to help. Until next time.